What is up, you guys? It's your girl ANGIEHAAKSMA and I am pregnant. So today I'm going to be talking about my 2-week wait period symptoms. And for those who don't know what the 2-week wait period symptoms are, basically the 2 weeks between ovulation and pregnancy. I'm trying to figure out, am I pregnant or not? If you are new to my channel, welcome. You're probably watching this video because you think you might be pregnant and you're trying to see if our symptoms are relatable. And let me just say this, the 2-week wait period sucks. It feels like it takes forever and you're trying to figure out, is this my period coming or am I pregnant? What is it? And if you're anything like I was, you're probably Googling and YouTubing different women's symptoms. If your symptoms are not the same as mine, please do not get discouraged. Just know that every woman is different, our bodies are different, and they handle and take things differently. And just know that what's meant to be will be. Capiche? Capiche. It would also mean the world to me if you guys would follow our journey and hit that subscribe button and join the ANGIEHAAKSMA fam. I will be posting our pregnancy announcement as well as my live pregnancy test down below, so you guys can catch up and follow along. And for those who are already part of the ANGIEHAAKSMA fam, I see you. Thank you. I'm also planning on doing weekly updates with my pregnancy. I'm gonna try and cram as much as I can over the next few days maybe or weeks. These videos right now are gonna be pre-recorded because as of now, nobody knows that I'm pregnant. So I just gotta get caught up to the current week of my pregnancy. So stay tuned for those. Okay, so with that being said, let's just get on to the video. Okay, so first off, I have my little notes here. First off, I want to talk about this app called the Period Tracker. Now, I have been using this app for years now. Just pretty much like keeps me on track of my period, when I'm supposed to expect it. And what's really neat about it is it has like a calendar and it tells you like your ovulation days, what days you're fertile, which days you're supposed to start your period. It also gives you option to like type in like what symptoms you're feeling that day, what's your mood like, all kinds of neat things. You can enter your body weight, how much water intake you did. It has a pregnancy mode on it, so I put it on pregnancy mode and now I'm getting like weekly updates of how my baby is developing and things like that. It was really convenient for me to just like jot down notes, like if I'm feeling like really crappy, just like I'll put that in my phone in my notes. That way when I make these videos, it's really easy for me to be like, okay, so this week I felt like that day I was like this. And so that is where I am storing all of my symptoms and information. Okay, so during the 2-week wait period, I had a lot of period like symptoms. I was so confused. I'm like, okay, I normally get like this when I'm about to start my period, but I also felt like this when I was pregnant with the Leia. And for those who don't know and who are new, I do have a daughter already. She's 4 years old. And so I feel like already this pregnancy is really similar to hers when I was pregnant with her. If not, maybe just like a tad bit better. I don't know. I mean, I'm still early along. So for the first week, like the first week after ovulation and conception, I was hella bloated and gassy, and I know it's TMI, but even like a little constipated. And I do get like that before I start my period, but it was just like really uncomfortable. And I normally don't get like this until the week before my period. This is 2 weeks before. Even without the period tracker, I'm pretty in tune with my body and I can tell just by myself, I can feel what days I'm ovulating. I can tell which days I'm gonna start my period. Every month is like the same thing. So for this to happen a week early, I was like, The second thing I noticed was I was cramping mildly. And this is something that I had when I was pregnant with the Leia. I cramped like the entire month, like non-stop. And I don't normally cramp until like the day or even the day before I start my period. So for me to cramp, and this is like right after conception too, by the way, like after conception, it was just like mild cramps every day, even to like up to now, and I'm like 6 weeks. And then the third thing during the first week, which was kind of a red flag for me, was I was just, okay, first let me just say this. I'm already a little thick girl, you know? but I'm not like a uncontrollably like monster always eating all the time. Like I eat moderately, I guess. I was eating like binge eating. Like I was just like a hungry man in the kitchen trying to find something. Like I wasn't satisfied. Like nothing that I was stuffing in my mouth was getting me full. And so that's when I was like, So then the second week comes around, and this is something that I'm actually dealing with right now. I started getting out of breath, and just sitting here talking to y'all, I'm already out of breath. And like I couldn't walk from one room to the next room without like I was just like, well, maybe it's because I was eating like a monster the week before. Maybe I'm gaining a little weight or something. Like, I don't know. I kept like, I didn't want to psych myself up if like my period did come and then like I would be bummed. I just kept saying, it's probably just my period. Like I really didn't want to get let down, you know? Hold on. So I also started noticing that like I started getting pelvic pain, like particularly my right side. And I noticed that like my bones were kind of hurting, like in my pelvic area, even to like my back, my lower back. And that is something that I did have when I was pregnant with Alea. Before I even found out I was pregnant with her, I felt like that sciatic nerve, like it was just like a pinched nerve in my lower butt area. And I started getting that feeling, and I haven't had that feeling in a very, very long time. That's when I was just like, okay. Again, I was still hella gassy, hella bloated. I'm still hella gassy and hella bloated. Now, during the third week when I was supposed to start my period, this was like right before I was supposed to start my period, like I think like a day or two, but it was already starting to go into my third week. I was starting to get a little nauseous, like not puking, but just like certain smells. I don't know, it just like, like I don't know, but I was just like, it's too early to test, you know. Also started with a cold, and again I had that when I was pregnant with Alea. I just like broke down with a cold on Christmas. You guys heard on my New Year's Eve, New Year's Day vlog, I sounded like a man. I had a cold from Christmas up until New Year's. It was brutal. It was really brutal. Like I'm a baby when I'm sick, but like Jesus, I was a big ass baby. Like I feel bad like for Ron. And then the last thing, which took me by surprise because this is normally the first thing that happens to most women, my boobs started hurting. And I was like, cause like the whole like 2 weeks, like a lot of women are like, oh, my boobs hurt, and like mine didn't. They were like fine. But at the end of the second week, beginning of the third week is when they started getting like hard and hot, and like you couldn't even, I couldn't even like put a bra on, anything touching up against it, even like my shirt, like, yeah. So those were my symptoms that I had during my 2-week wait period, a little bit at the beginning of the third week, and then of course I took a pregnancy test that finally came out positive. And it's like I was like, man, I knew it this whole time. But like you really do know, like if you're in tune with your body and you just know, you just feel it. So I have to cut this video now because I realize I have to pick up my daughter from school now. So I want to thank y'all so much for watching. I really hope y'all enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful, and you know, like I said earlier, don't get discouraged if the symptoms I had aren't the same as yours, and be patient. Like don't be like me. Like I was so impatient, constantly testing and wasting money, because you know, pregnancy tests are not cheap. Also, if you do end up finding out that you're pregnant, let me know in the comments down below. I want to see how many of you mamas are pregnant and got that BFP. Alright y'all, I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.